About a month back, we released an episode on purpose-built credit cards. A lot of you dropped comments on that episode and we're back with version 2.
Specifically, I've kept a rule for here that will not talk about vouchers. What I'm covering today is what card to swipe, which gives you the points.
The dominant bank is Axis Bank. The Burgundy is like the Superman standing there and nobody can break down the wall. That's a 10% return, which is wild.
People are using the car ke liye Magnus Burgundy. Please remember that paying part of your card bill and repaying doesn't allow you to get the AAP.
2.5 lakh Marriott points. So put that into perspective. Spend 10 lakhs, go to Maldives. You don't go into the showroom saying that aap card lete ho kya. No. First you negotiate the rate. Then you select the model. When you finalize the rate, you understand your insurance terms, RP, book kya jo bhi hai aapka. Saab total. Itna hua. Final discount kitna hua? Final discount amount hua. Haan. Ye lo car.
Always be careful about the insurance agents because these guys...
Absolutely. So what you should do is a test transaction. Put the wrong OTP. Call the bank and ask the bank, can you tell me the MCC code?
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hello and welcome to another fun episode of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. My name is Aadil and I'm back with my co-host and dost Aadil and Dhimant for another fun episode on all things credit cards, points and miles. About a month back, we released an episode on purpose-built credit cards where we talked about specific cards that you can use to score points on spends specifically across categories like movies, dining, flights, and taxes. A lot of you dropped comments on that episode saying that we want another episode with more categories to be covered. Because of your ask, we're back. And we're back with version 2 of purpose-built credit cards. Today, the intent is to go deep and cover 4 more categories. The categories that we're going to include this time around in this edition of purpose-built credit cards are large purchases, which could be potentially if some of you are thinking about buying a new automobile or car. 2, we're going to talk about insurance spends. 3, we're going to talk about education spends. And 4, we're going to talk about one of Dhimant's favorite spends, jewellery spends.
Bappi Lahiri.
So with that, I think it's time to get started. Dhimant, आपसे शुरू करते हैं. बताओ, insurance में पैसे कहाँ खर्चा कर रहे हो और कैसे खर्चा करते हो?
So, I think this is one of the categories जहाँ पे, first of all, I think I want to clarify the air on one thing. Most of our episodes start and we always talk about कि यार इससे voucher खरीद लो. तो 17%, 16%, we keep talking about that. So specifically, I've kept a rule for here that will not talk about vouchers. 2 reasons. One, because it's getting harder and harder to get vouchers. So obviously, before you swipe your card for these categories, if you are a voucher guy, obviously look for voucher options. What I'm covering today is generally what card to swipe which gives you the points. Right? That's my intent. So I've tried to look at insurance from a holistic lens of saying ki it can be a large value to a small value. You could have a super premium card to a base card. Right? So I'm covering 3 cards today. If you are somebody who has large spends, let's say roughly like 1.5 lakh kind of spends, I think one of the things that you should do is use your Infinia. Right? Because obviously if you're swiping that much of insurance, you are eligible for that card. Infinia still gives you 3.3%. There's a limit of 10,000 rupees, 10,000 points per month. And I think that's more than fair for most people who use it for legit purposes, right? So it could be your car insurance plus your medical insurance plus your term insurance, whatever it is, right? So I think Infinia is the go-to card for me. Now, when I was researching, fortunately or unfortunately, all the cards belong to HDFC, right? So the second card that I want to talk about is Diners Club. So Diners Club is also 3.3%. and the 3.3% is valid up to 5,000 points per month, right? So again, I would say the limit reduces, but the points stay intact. And let's not forget, both of these have the ability to transfer to miles, which let's say a lot of other cards don't have today, right? So that's the second one. Now, what I also like about this fact is, again, I feel 5,000 is a fair limit. So anybody who is using it for genuine own self, I think they will be happy with this, right? The third one is again an HDFC card. Like I said, it's an HDFC loaded thing because they have not devalued this category. What they've done very smartly is they've added limits. And limits, they have tried to keep the people who misuse the cards for, let's say, business use, etc. out. And hence, they have kept a 2,000 points limit on the Regalia Gold. Again, I feel for that segment, that could be enough. Could be slightly lower for certain people, but I think it's a fair limit. And यहाँ पे reward rate is obviously 1.33% if you value Regalia points at 0.50 paise, right? So this is my 3 cards. Obviously, I'm repeating, if you have Amazon Pay in your wallet, always use Amazon Pay. I think there was some news that they were starting to increase convenience fee, etc. on that, but I think it still will make sense because how you acquired the voucher, if you acquired it via the plat charge or whether you acquired it via the, let's say, Infinia or Diners, that will decide your reward rate.
Even AP on Burgundy,
AP on Burgundy,
so,
right? So yeah, see, the thing is, if you are an Axis only card holder guy, I think it still makes sense for you to buy vouchers in AP and use Amazon Pay because most of this are now out of the system in terms of insurance spends. Now, there are limits even on Magnus Burgundy and Burgundy Private for insurance, but in most cases, you will not be able to max that out. So again, look at those, but I think the HDFC cards are the most efficient right now. That's insurance for you. Let's just try and see, like I'm interested in automobile, but Aadil, my recommendation
कौन सी गाड़ी खरीद रहे हो ये बताओ.
I am more interested so that when I am buying, I know from the champion.
अभी बंदा सवाल पूछ रहा है. Very cleverly when you were building the script for this episode, automobile आ गया. लेकिन 2 दिन पहले जब हमारी बात हुई थी, हम क्या रिकॉर्ड कर, हाँ, तो ये कहाँ से आ रहा है?
यार ऐसा तो कोई प्लान नहीं है, but it's good to know because again, see, Aadil, honestly, I have taken these categories from the DMs and comments on the video that we got. So a lot of people are still asking कि बताओ यार कि
अच्छा डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है, लेकिन पता तो चल जाएगा.
अगर मैं गाड़ी लूंगा आपको मालूम पड़ जाएगा. So बताओ कौन से कार्ड?
Cool. तो like you said, for the insurance segment, the holy trinity of HDFC applies, right?
Yes.
Here, I think similarly, the dominant bank is Axis Bank. Simply because whenever there is large purchase, for any transaction, it doesn't matter. I think one card stands tall, Axis Magnus Burgundy.
Perfect.
The Burgundy is like the Superman standing there and nobody can break down the wall, at least until now. And let's hope it stays that way. Your base reward rates up to your first 1.5 lakhs will give you 4.8%. Everything after that, right up to your credit limit that month, is going to give you 14%, which is wild. So if you're thinking about even buying a 10 lakh rupee car, and let's say your credit limit is 10 lakh rupee, let's break the math. On the first 1.5 lakhs, you'll probably get around 7,000 points. On the next 8,500, you're probably going to score a lakh, right? Approximate. I'm not doing the math in my head right now. But that's a 10% return, which is wild. Now, if you're moving it to Accor, that's a 20% return. But even if you're moving it to airline partners like Singapore Airlines for a business redemption or a Qatar Airways for a business or first redemption, the value just goes to another level.
Correct.
But even at a base level, 10% is phenomenal. So that's your number one. Your number two.
I have a question on Magnus Burgundy, Aadil. I think one of the issues that people are facing now with the AAP especially is that they are exceeding that limit. The credit limit, right? So how do you handle that? Like, do you have a backup card? Like, how did you handle it, or like, how do you think about it?
So simple. I have only one Burgundy in the family. I don't have a card for Sanya, my wife. I just use Burgundy to the limits because I'm also a fan of diversification.
Got it.
Also, even if you're going to have like 2 AP months like this in a year, you've scored your 200 Group A.
Correct.
And all the sexy partners are in Group A.
Correct.
So I'm a believer कि don't kill the golden goose.
Correct.
ये जितना मिल रहा है इसको ठीक रखो. Then you diversify and you get into other partners.
Got it.
So for example, my number 2 card, and I've done this in the past and you're aware of it. I maxed out my access limit when I was buying the card. And then I went, I juiced my Atlas limit also.
Got it.
So now what happens is, even if you don't want to use the entire 15 lakh limit,
Yeah.
and you want to use only your 7.5 lakh limit, you'll still average 7 to 8%. Your base
Which is
rewards
very
fund
good,
itself
yeah.
are 4%, right?
Correct.
So I think then you come the Atlas. But let's say if you've juiced the Atlas also, let's say you're buying a really expensive car, right?
Correct.
Let's say 50 lakh रुपए की गाड़ी है, 1
Correct.
करोड़ रुपए की गाड़ी है, 50 लाख रुपए की गाड़ी है, तो सवाल आता है कि कौन सी गाड़ी है?
Fair.
Now, if it's a Mercedes by any chance, right, then I think the booking amount of 10 lakh rupees, and this is a very interesting condition. You should have the plat charge. The minimum amount should be 10 lakhs. And according to my recommendation, pay only 10 lakhs because the 10x multiplier is on a minimum and a maximum of 10 lakhs.
मतलब 10 ही लाख स्पेंड करना है आपको
10 लाख ही करना है। ना, आप ज्यादा भी कर सकते हो,
Fair.
ज्यादा अमाउंट पे आपको 2.5% मिलेगा, लेकिन अगर आप 10 lakhs कर रहे हो, अगर 10 से नीचे करते हो 10x नहीं मिलता है। So minimum 10 lakh rupees, I think you should, if you're buying a Mercedes, put it on your Amex plat charge, 25% back.
Crazy.
2.5 lakh Marriott points. So put that into perspective. Spend 10 lakhs,
Go to
Maldives. Go to Maldives, like 5 nights. Amazing. And if you're a platinum, man, lounge access is free, breakfast is free. It's crazy. It's wild. So I would say first 10 lakhs, plat charge. Next you put it on your Magnus Burgundy. तो समझो अगर आपका 15 या 20 लाख का लिमिट है, वो चला गया. बाकी का 15 लाख Atlas पे चला गया. अभी भी अगर आपके पास पैसा लिमिट बाकी है या you want to repeat, I think the HSBC travel one is a great option for those who are also starting out and they are early into their careers and buying cars or even like for that matter bikes. I think that travel one is a sweet spot and it'll give you a really, really good rate of return.
So there are 2-3 points I want to add quickly on the automobile category. I think one thing I want to talk about Magnus Burgundy. If people are using the car के लिए Magnus Burgundy, please remember that paying part of your card bill and repaying doesn't allow you to get the AP.
AP is only up to your credit limit. That's it.
कितना भी आप कितना भी pay, you can pay 30 lakhs also.
Correct.
By refurbishing the limit, but you will not won't be a good point.
Base rewards you will get. Not,
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's one. Secondly, I think you spoke about plat charge.
Yeah.
I think plat charge pe also I feel that while if Amex is not taking the is not eligible for swiping at the vendor, that could be a challenge. तो Mercedes के लिए ही वो ठीक है. बाकी मुझे लगता
नहीं, दूसरे वेंडर्स में भी लेते हैं, थोड़ा एफर्ट डालना पड़ता है. I have done this
The
for
MDR
a
would be
lot of
higher
my
maybe.
friends. नहीं, MDR भी कंट्रोल हो जाता है. First they will say no. For cards only they say no. Typically I have seen.
Correct.
But then if you're willing to walk away, and most people aren't. Most people go into the car with excitement कि मेरे को आज डील
लेना है, हाँ, correct, correct.
मेरे को आज गाड़ी दो. या I need it in a week. I need it in a month. The way you buy a car, according to me, is you go and you're willing to lose the sale.
They
You're
go for
saying,
it, yeah.
I am totally cool, you don't give it to me, I don't have any hurry, I'm walking off. अगर देता है तो दे, no problem. And this should come at the very final part of the transaction. You don't go into the showroom saying that आप कार्ड लेते हो क्या? No. First you negotiate the rate.
Yeah.
Then you select the model. Then you finalize the rate. You understand your insurance terms, RT book या जो भी है आपका, सब total इतना हो गया. फाइनल डिस्काउंट कितना हुआ? फाइनल डिस्काउंट ये अमाउंट हुआ. हाँ, ये लो का. You don't say आप लेते हो क्या? आप बोलोगे लेते हो क्या? That itself is a problem. Say ये मेरा कार्ड है. Now that is when they will say, very few dealers will actually say ठीक है done. People will say no sir, not possible only बोल देंगे. But after a certain amount of negotiation, they will agree for 2%.
Fair.
But again, you will say no to that and you will say, you take 50%, I'll take 50%. तो 1% पे सेटल कर लो. 1% दे रहे हो और 14% मिल रहा है, अनबिलीवेबल. 1% दे रहे हो, 10% मिल रहा है, अनबिलीवेबल. 1% दे रहे हो, 4% मिल रहा है, still a win. I would still take it.
I think 1.25 tak I'm fine. I think 1.25 is a decent limit. After that, I don't think MDR becomes starting to get worth it.
I have personally paid 1% and I'm very okay with that.
I think one more thing about the thing is always be careful about the insurance agents because these guys sometimes register themselves as insurance agents.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be very mindful.
Absolutely.
Magnus Burgundy पे अगर आपने swipe कर दिया और नहीं मिला points बहुत दर्द होगा.
And this is a trick that Sudeep shared that I think we should repeat, right? So what you should do is you go ahead and you do a small 1,000 rupee transaction, a test transaction.
Correct.
Okay. And if you don't want to pay 1,000 rupees, that's also fine. Cancel the transaction or put the wrong OTP. Call the bank and ask the bank, I just did a void transaction. Can
MCC
you
बता
tell
दो.
me the MCC code?
Yeah.
Run the MCC code on Google. You will come to know what is the MCC code.
Perfect.
If it's there, go ahead, swipe.
Agreed.
If it is insurance or any of these things,
Bhago.
boss, run in the opposite direction, go to another dealer.
Agreed. 100%. 100%.
Cool. So automobile I think is covered. Jewelry पे आते हैं. ये बताओ क्या चल रहा है?
यार ज्वेलरी पे अगेन आई वुड से कि देर आर 3 cards that I am thinking about. One is IndusInd Avios, right? IndusInd Avios considers jewelry to be base spends category, not the exclusion list वाले 0.5%. So you get a base rate return
और
of
milestone भी मिलेगा?
milestone में मिलेगा.
Boss.
So 2.25% is the base return. And then you get obviously the milestone. So net 3.75% का return है, which again is phenomenal because
Solid.
Infinia से ज़्यादा return मिल रहा है.
Exactly.
Right. So again, I'm not including vouchers because there are people who still can get something via vouchers, etc.
Correct.
If you're swiping the card, no brainer. IndusInd
Yeah.
Avios swipe कर लो. Especially, honestly, sir, अगर आप बोलो 3.75 is a return, it's not the right way to look at it because
Yeah.
we know how much we can value Avios.
Correct.
Right. So Avios पे आप easily 2-3 रुपए निकाल सकते हो.
Correct.
So in my mind, by the way, this year is my Avios year. So I've kind of moved a lot of my stash to Avios. I have the Qatar Gold. So I'm going to invest in Avios heavily. So for me, it made a lot of sense to look at this. So any jewelry purchase this year
Yeah.
will go on IndusInd Avios.
Got
Also an easy card to acquire.
Yeah.
Right? Second, I know that a lot of people may not agree with this, but the Amex Plat Travel is still a wonderful card. We will also get base spend miles for jewelry on Amex Plat Travel.
Yeah.
So अगर आपको 7 लाख खर्च करना है, आपको easy 40,000 you will get obviously as the milestone benefit.
Correct.
And you will get the base spend rewards also. But this time you will not get 8,000 points because you're spending 7 lakh.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're obviously going to get 18,000.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is now 7 lakh पे roughly 58,000 के आसपास points you can accumulate. At a conservative value of 60 paise, 70 paise, it makes a lot of sense. I think मेरे mind में just 6-7% return on jewelry, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Right. So again, I would say Plat Travel is still a brilliant card.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree. So people who are hurrying to close up the Plat Travel, I would recommend hold. It's
Yeah.
not that bad a card. The third card for jewelry is another old trick guy, which is Standard Chartered Ultimate. I think a lot of people have forgotten that card, but because it was not into the miles partner, हम भी hardly बात करते because
ये
हमारा
3.3% वाला ना?
3.3 तो टैक्स पे भी मिलता है. So somebody
ये है क्या तुम्हारे पास?
नहीं मेरे पास नहीं है बट इट्स अ रिकमेंडेड
मुझे लगा
कार्ड.
ये भी रखा है.
नहीं.
जो हिसाब से तुम टैक्स भर रहे हो ना भाई.
मेरे पास नहीं है बट ऑनेस्टली लाइक व्हाट आई लाइक्ड अबाउट द कार्ड इज पीपल सेड दैट अ लॉट ऑफ गुड वाउचर्स हैव गॉन. जैसे मैरियट का वाउचर चला गया, माइल्स पार्टनर्स नहीं है, बट द प्राइस एट विच यू गेट द कार्ड आई थिंक इट्स अ फिनोमिनल कार्ड बिकॉज 3.3% जो आपको रिटर्न मिलती है ज्वेलरी पे, ज्वेलरी विल गेट 3.3%, 5 on every 150 spend. That 3.3% you can convert to vouchers, and the good vouchers that are available right now are Starbucks, for example. तो मैं काफ़ी बार कॉफी शॉप से काम करता हूँ. While I don't prefer Starbucks, but this is one of the things I would have loved to do. So people who like using these vouchers, you have vouchers like Starbucks or Fab India. तो वाइफ के शॉपिंग कार्ड के लिए भी अच्छा ही है. Right? So imagine if I tell Tashi to use this card for buying her jewelry, which she regularly does, she's going to you get the vouchers and she'll be very happy कि मैं इसमें shopping भी कर पाऊंगी. Right? So I think these are the 3 cards from a modality of easily being able to acquire these cards and also being able to swipe for this category.
Yeah.
So these are my 3 cards.
Makes sense. Let's round it up with education then.
Perfect. Education तो आपको पता है हमारा फेवरेट कैटेगरी. आप मजबूरी में पैसा भरना पड़ रहा है, फीस के लिए भरो.
So education again, yeah, it's like Axis is dominating, right? Crushing this category again. Magnus Burgundy, same fundamental principle that if you're spending more than 1.5 lakhs in the same month, then after 1.5 lakhs, your accelerated edge rewards kick in. And on the first 1.5 lakhs, you get 4.8%. Uske baad you get 14%. Pretty similar like the automobile category. And then again, Atlas is standing tall and mighty there at 4%. So again, these 2 cards absolutely continue to smash this category as well. There's another card which is pretty interesting, which is the HSBC Premier. So up to 1 lakh rupees every month, you can swipe this card on education and you will get 3%, which is again great. If transferred to Accord, this becomes 6%, which is solid. Jal 1:1 is pretty awesome,
Yeah,
right? So again,
correct.
this is very solid there as well. For the folks in the early ecosystem, Regalia Gold is a great card.
Fair.
Now, Regalia Gold will give you 1.33%. Keep in mind ki swipe directly on your school's website or on their POS machine. Now, if you're going through a third-party platform like Cred, HDFC will honor it, but they will charge you 1%. Your net gain is then going to be only effectively 0.34. If you want to achieve the milestone spends and retain your cards, that still is a great way to do that. But otherwise, your net delta is going to be 0.3.
What about Atlas and Magnus Burgundy? थर्ड पार्टी पे वो यूज होता है? I don't think वहाँ पे that also is.
I have always paid direct. मैंने कभी थर्ड पार्टी से पे नहीं किया है. For my kids, I prefer paying direct, and I always use the Magnus Burgundy there. It has always scored me points.
I think one of the reasons I don't understand is why are these new cards all excluding education as a spend category? Because
Significant spend.
yeah, I think that's one of the category which hurts a lot. I think
Yeah.
वो भी एक point है. Cool. I think these are 4 interesting categories.
That's it, I think. Thank you. This is short and sweet. We thought we'll do a fun episode. Thank you, Mr. Dhimant, for coming again to the show. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to this channel. We are very active on YouTube. We are equally active on Instagram. You will see reels dropping every day from us on Instagram. So if you haven't followed us there, follow us on Instagram. All 3 profiles. There's Aadil's profile, which is @Bandukwala. There's Dhimant's profile. कौन सी आपकी?
@Dhimant N.
@Dhimant N. And @The Great Indian Mile. I think that's us on Instagram. We will flash all of these handles so that you can follow us. Also, come hang out with us on Discord. We have a very cool Discord community called the Great Indian Lounge, where we nerd out and talk everything: credit cards, points, miles, flights, travel, hotel, all day long. So come hang out with us there. Again, we will flash the link on top. With that, thank you for joining in. See you next time.